Fantasy from the Fairway, we're back. Sony Open week, but we start with breaking news. You are getting fantasy golf advice from a man who finished in the top 0.64% of players in his contest. It's not me. It's this guy right here, rocking the heat. Can you give the people a look at your hair? Sure. Put the hat back on. This is who you're getting fantasy golf advice from. Finished in the top, better than the top 1% of people in his contest last week. This man knows what he's talking about. At least one of us does. Breaking news, fantasy from the fairway. We will show you the proof in a second. How do you feel putting out such a heater of a lineup?
Considering I made 4 times my entry, not very good.
It is disappointing.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to show you our picks from last week. I couldn't have been more wrong, and we'll get into that, but this is Fantasy from the Fairway. It's the Sony Open. Let's get into it. Here it is. We told you about it. You're seeing it live on your screen. 0.64% in the top of better than pretty much everybody that played.
They got me $1. That was pretty cool.
They got you $1.
20 smackaroonies, or 15 smackaroonies more than I had last week. So,
and you know what's funny? We've said this a couple times, not on the show, but because you don't follow us, we don't microphone ourselves all day and night. This man always enters $20 contests on the regular.
Yeah,
every
single time.
He did not this week, and it comes back to bite him.
Yeah, I mean, it's unlucky, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. He says disappointment from.
If you guys heard that, that's Blue the dog.
Blue the dog is smelling the microphone.
It's Blue's first appearance on the show, isn't that right, Blue?
Do you have any advice for the people, Blue? No? All right, man, let's get into it. Blue might make a couple more appearances, but I will lead the charge here. These are the picks, as you see them on your screen. If you remember from last week and listened from last week, we appreciate you coming back, but I know you didn't. I got boned. I wanted to pick Patrick Reed, but I let the no good go before me. He went ahead and picked Patrick Reed, finishes and tied for 21st.
I feel like you could have picked somebody other than Streb, but
you left me no choice.
I had 41 choices.
I had to pick Robert Streb.
Okay.
And as you see what that did for me, tied 38 disappointment. All week I was under the impression that I had picked Munoz top 25. I did not. I picked Kokrak, so I don't get it there. You picked Ryan Palmer, who is a member of your DraftKings team, and he finishes in 4th place.
Yeah.
I'm now getting mollywomped in all categories. It's truly and utterly disappointing what's happening to me right now.
Before we go on to this week, last week was an interesting tournament to watch. There were many hot mic situations. Palmer was accused of cheating. I wouldn't say accused. Yeah. They had to talk to him about it. Last week was a very interesting week. I mean, a playoff once again. It was a fun week to watch.
It was, and if you watched and know what we're talking about in hot mic situations, the one that we're talking about, you should know. If you know it, go ahead and comment below. Tell us what you think.
Rom also got caught saying the F-bomb.
Yeah, but that's not what we're talking about.
The other one was worse, yeah.
Was it? Well, see, that's what we don't know. Was it worse? You know, if you, I mean, we want your opinion.
You just can't do it anymore.
We want your opinion on what Justin Thomas said on accident. Well, actually, he said it on purpose. He got caught on accident.
The thing is, though, in my opinion, he didn't mean any harm by that. In no way do I think him saying that makes him homophobic, but I do understand you cannot say that.
Comment, let us know what you think. That's Jenks' opinion. I won't give you mine. But yeah, comment.
I have no reputation to lose.
Here's the thing. I think that, and I want to hear from you if you think different, because that's just what this is. This is an argument, just a debate.
Yeah, for sure.
I think he wasn't trying to offend anybody.
No, that's my personal opinion. Point. Yes, that was what I was trying to say.
And that's just something that he said, I would imagine, growing up when stuff went wrong for him and he was
the Modern Warfare 2 lobbies.
insulting himself.
JT
Yeah,
was
I mean, he's not the only one. He just got caught, and I mean,
was
look,
it Tom Brenneman? Should he talk to him?
yeah, Tom Brenneman.
Yeah, maybe they should
Yeah.
have a talk.
Yeah. Well, Tom Brenneman no longer has a job, and Justin Thomas is in no way, shape, or form getting fired.
Right, for sure.
Anyway, those are the picks. We will make some at the end of this video. We're moving on to the Sony Open at the illustrious country club in which is named
Waialae. Honolulu, Hawaii is where we're going to. Unlike last week, par 73, which was very weird, we're going to a par 70, 7,044 yards, designed by Seth Rayner. What I didn't know, because I've never researched this tournament before, the course opened up after he died, which is pretty cool. Like, he never got to see people play it. I'm assuming people played it, to test the course.
right.
But he never got to see, his course opened.
That is interesting.
Given he has a bunch of other famous courses, so
Mhm.
that's all right. But yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting.
R.I.P. Seth.
Yeah, R.I.P. Bermuda Greens. 7. This one was weird for me too. 7 of the last 9 winners have played Kapalua the week before. So
That doesn't surprise me.
no, not
Because
really,
the good
but-
players play Kapalua, and then they.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
12
imagining those 2 winners that weren't just not knowing all the winners of the past 9 years. I have to imagine the 2 that was Patton Kazire was probably one.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. who knows?
And,
Moving on, 12 of the 18 approach shots are typically from 150 to 200 yards on this course. So I put that in there just because we'll be bringing that up during the key stats. Previous 3 winners, you have 3 beautiful, beautiful men on your screen right now.
did he though?
What?
Did he pay him though? Do we know?
Okay, yeah, because the
Is
other
there
one
proof?
wasn't the other one was Maya Koba, right?
Yeah.
Because he had the Mexican caddy.
Yeah.
He gave him 5,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm assuming he paid his caddy. There was there wasn't any news coming out of this victory.
It's unconfirmed. People.
Unconfirmed, yeah, for sure.
Confirmed though, Cam Smith. God Almighty.
Yeah,
Why does he look like that, man?
Yeah. Yeah, well, good for him. He won in 2020.
Love Cam Smith though.
Yeah.
But God.
11 under. 2019 Kuchar at 22 under, and 2018 Patton Kizri at 17 under.
Kazire.
I'm gonna keep saying Kizri.
All right.
We're following a similar trend. 2 more playoffs here. We saw
Great.
last week playoffs.
Just what we need.
Yeah. These are just graphics I put together this morning. It was kind of interesting. We usually try to look up the stats and all that kind of stuff to figure out, trends and, what you're really looking for, the mold of player to succeed. These trends are they don't give you much to go on.
Mm-hmm.
Cam Smith was 5th in driving distance. Patton Kazire
Thank you.
was 54th. Cam Smith won with 41, tied 41st in driving accuracy. Matt Kuchar won with tied 4th, 71%. JT also won, hitting 44% of fairways in, 2017. Greens and regulation, you kind of figure, like most tournaments, the top guy is very, very high in greens and regulation. Tied 23rd, tied 20th, tied 13th. Kind of interesting stat. But the one thing that all came together was putts per greens and regulation. Every single one of the winners for the past 4 years finished in the top 5 of that. Moving on, I kind of put together par 3 scoring, par 4 scoring, and par 5 scoring just to try to get, because the previous numbers were kind of inconclusive, just try to get some more information. And these weren't really that helpful either when trying to look for trends. So I just put those on there to kind of explain. Oh God, here we are. Waialae key stats.
I have to get in some breaking news here.
Okay.
I just saw it on Twitter. The WWE champion, Drew McIntyre, a resident of Tampa, Florida,
Okay.
has tested positive for COVID-19. He is in quarantine.
Absolute tragedy on this fine day.
Once again, the WWE champion, Drew McIntyre, resident of Tampa, Florida,
Crazy.
has tested positive for COVID-19. He will not defend the belt if he was supposed to.
Crazy.
And yeah.
What a crazy world we're living in.
Yeah.
All right, key stats. Like I just went through on the charts, not a ton of correlation, so we kind of put together just what we thought is the most helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Strokes gained putting,
Sure.
clearly. Strokes gained approach 150 to 200
Mhm.
because 12 out of 18 holes will be somewhere within this vicinity.
Mm-hmm.
And then bogey avoidance, just because it is a par 70. Previous winners, I did notice, I didn't put together the stats on the chart, but they were pretty low in number of bogeys they made, which I mean makes sense.
Mhm.
But yeah, so because there's not too much to go on, we figured these three would give us our best shot at trying to narrow down who's going to play well this week. We also took a look at course history. I should note that.
A lot of course history.
A lot of course history, just because of the fact that there is relatively no correlation.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of just got to see who likes the course. Everybody we looked at has played the course.
Not one person that I
Yeah,
looked up had not
yeah.
played this
I
course
mean,
before.
everybody's played it. So we kind of just try to see who succeeds here, who likes it, who plays well. All right.
10K and above, here's the situation. We ranked them. And I just want to say, I don't think you could have had a worse ranking system.
Me?
Yeah, I think yours is just absolutely horrible.
Really?
Yeah. But I'll let you start and defend yourself.
Oh, Webb, he's just good here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, since 2015, he's finished 13th, 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 4th, and 3rd. His last 5 tournaments played, he only has one round under 72% greens in regulation. His greens in regulation is down from the previous year, but the past 5 tournaments, he's been back onto his 2020 approach game. So I feel like he's getting back into it. He had a good round 3, was it last week? I think it was round 3, and then kind of
No, it was round 2.
2. Yeah, 2. Round 3 and 4 kind of dropped off. He didn't finish top 10, but
Why don't you tell the people about Webb's putting stats this year?
they're not that good.
No, they're not.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you have him 2.
I just don't understand how Harris English dominates a tournament.
Let me tell you why.
With everybody in it. He's $300 less than Webb.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't done anything bad all year.
Yep. I'm going to tell you why.
His
Harris,
literally 10, 28, 6, 5, 1, and you've got this man second.
also, if you guys are confused, I called Harris last week, so he's just forever going to be Harris now. So Harris is Harris English, of course.
Yeah.
He won once in 7 years. I just don't see the back-to-back.
I'm not telling you he's going to win back-to-back.
I think Webb can win.
I'm not telling you he's going to win back-to-back, but are you kidding me?
I think Webb can win this one. That's where I'm going. I'm sticking with it.
Keep going.
That was it. Harris, 4th, 10th, 6th, 5th, 1st this year.
Uh-huh.
He's 6th in birdies, 5th in scoring. He has finishes of 3, 4, and 9th place here, and he's 7 for 8 on the cuts.
He's $300 less than Webb.
Mm-hmm.
He's playing better than Webb.
Mm-hmm.
And Jenks Jr. the third has him above.
Mm-hmm. I do. I think Blue the Dog's making some commotion.
Well, here's what we're going to do. Why don't you tell the people why you have Neiman where you have him and Stretch, and I'm going to go make sure nothing's broken in the living room.
Sounds good. All right.
So you tell the people about Neiman, and then I'll tell you why you're wrong.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Joaquin Neiman, we saw him. He was in the playoff last week. He hit that bad second shot, if any of you were watching it. His approach wasn't very good. He got caught in a tough fly on 18. He chipped out, came up short, wasn't able to get the putt all the way to the hole, and found himself losing to Harris English. Joaquin's just playing really, really well right now. His stats, approach, and putting-wise, he's 45th and 46th, but I don't... last week, he was excellent with his irons, excellent with the putter. He missed one putt on 18 during the regular 4th round, not in the playoff, which would have allowed him to win the tournament. But what I do like about Joaquin, 9th in strokes gained. Oh man, I messed that up on my paper. All right, 4th in birdies and 5th in scoring average actual. He's just playing really, really well right now, and clearly I think he likes Hawaii. So that's why I have Joaquin ranked 3rd in my list. He's also 10-4, which I think is a very, very fair price for how he's playing right now. Tell me why I'm wrong, even though you didn't hear anything.
I like Neiman.
Cool.
I like Neiman.
Shout out Pint. Doppel.
Yeah, they do look alike.
Similar.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But I think you got this wrong here. And I like Neiman as much as the next guy.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Berger
Mm-hmm.
is third for me. And to be honest with you, I almost put him second.
Okay.
Daniel Berger. Worst finish so far this year, 34th at the U.S. Open.
Mm-hmm.
28-17, 23-10. He's the cheapest guy in this range. He's scored more fantasy points per event than Hideki and Morikawa, and he's very close to Webb.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how this guy can be $10,000. Like, how is he priced this cheap? Is, I guess, what I'm getting at.
That's a reasonable question.
Like, he's just a solid player. I looked up the course history. I didn't write it down.
Okay.
But I should have. I didn't. So here's the deal. Can you get there by chance? He's made I think it's every cut he's ever played at this event. I think it's 5. I think. Anyway, he's too cheap here. I understand. Why is Morikawa priced above either of them?
I'm not sure.
That's
Probably,
he's 5 for 5 on cuts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's made every cut he's ever played here. He's $10,000. He's hot. He's on a heater. He's really good at golf. Like, it's just, I don't know. For me, it's a no-brainer. Like, I never have Daniel Berger. Never have Daniel Berger. I'm going to have him this week because, like, he's too cheap to not have him. Like, that's just,
yeah.
I think Daniel Berger's going to have a hell of a week this week. It's a lot of feel there. I just think he's too good to be priced underneath Matsuyama. And respect to Neiman, I like Neiman a lot, but sorry about that. I like Neiman a lot, but Daniel Berger cannot be priced this low and not own. If you don't own Daniel Berger this week, you probably shouldn't play this.
It's a bold one, but
yeah,
sure.
I'm cool with Neiman.
We agree on the last two. Yeah, and I've read so much about how this is Morikawa's tournament. He's gonna win. Like all these people picking him, all that stuff. He's lost strokes on the green 4 straight tournaments, and not just like last week he lost only .106. But if you watched, he wasn't good putting. Like
right.
Sunday he fell apart. He couldn't get anything going. Zozo he lost 1.8. And Shriners he lost 1.6. I don't care. Like, I get it. Last week he hit 83% of greens. Masters he hit 70. Zozo 70. CJ Cup 70. But I don't think we saw it. We just saw in the graphic before. Nobody's won the tournament in the past 4 years without finishing in the top 5 strokes gained putting. And I don't think Morikawa is going to finish top 5 putting.
Right.
I just don't see it happening.
I'm with you. I mean,
and then don't even get me started on deck. I think we can just move on.
Let's just flip to the 9K.
All right. On to the 9K. We're going to start out with Sung Jae Im, who I have put in the thumbs up. He's only played Sony twice, 2019 and 2020. He finished 16th in 2019, 21st in 2020. He's 38th in 2020 in bogey avoidance. He's 39th in strokes gained approach. I put putter ? Because it's truthfully, if he can just get it going with the putter, I think that's just who he is. We know he's one of the best iron players on tour. He's great off the tee. He tied 5th last week, so clearly he's liking whatever's going on in Hawaii this year. And he was also tied 8th last week in greens and regulation. We talked about how we are really looking at greens and regulation this week. And when I say like putter ? He's not like a Hideki or like a Morikawa. He's not terrible with the putter. I don't have the exact stats up, but he does gain strokes putting, regularly. So I just think for him, I am gonna thumbs him up because I think this is an approach golf course, and if he can just get anything rolling with the putter, I think he's in good shape to have a good finish here.
Sugarloaf.
Yeah, he moved into Sugarloaf in Georgia. That's a weird spot, bro. He said Atlanta. Home. Home sweet home.
He said Koreans though.
Yeah.
No, there's like Koreans.
No, I know.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
yeah. That didn't come out right.
Yeah. All right, moving on. The next highest price player at 9.6 is going to be Cam Smith. He's 25th strokes gained putting, 37th bogey avoidance, 20th in birdie average. His approach isn't fantastic, so I put irons ? Grubbing on some chips. So I think it's just for him. Sanjay, if he can get the putter going, Cam Smith, if he can get his irons going. He won this event last year, which is kind of scary just because I don't like the repeats. I don't. I mean, statistically, it just never works
It never
out.
happened.
But his last 6 starts, 11th, 4th, 2nd at the Masters. Shout out Cam Smith again for you.
Hell yeah, Cam Smith, my boy.
Tied 8th and then tied 24th. He's hot right now.
Okay, I won't say.
He's hot right now. You can say something about him.
Ugly, but I love him.
He's really good at golfing, yeah. Very good. So I have him definitely thumbs up. He's just way too hot right now at 9.6. I think that's a very fair price. Didn't have the finish he wanted to last week. Sunday, I believe he only shot a 72. He missed out on a lot of opportunity to finish a lot higher. But no, everybody has a bad round. I think he'll bounce back very nicely here. Moving on to Abraham Answer next on the graphic at 9.4. We talked about proximity or just greens and regulation percentage from 150 to 200. He's 135th on tour from both 150 to 175 and 175 to 200 in proximity to the hole. He's 116th off the tee. He's 31st in birdie percentage or number of birdies per round, but he's also 63rd in scoring average. He does not have good history here. 2020, he finished 38th. 2019, 29th, and then 2018 was cut. He had a great Sunday. He shot, I believe, 7 under on Sunday to put himself 15th around there. But other than that, he didn't show any real signs of playing really well right now. So I'm going to definitely stay away from Abraham Answer because 9.4, that's just too much.
Mm-hmm.
Hungry. Bored. Huh, yeah. Moving on. 9.2, we get to Ryan Palmer. He's on a heater. Debatably a cheater, but, we don't got to get into that.
I don't think it's debatable. He didn't fucking cheat.
No, I'm just looking at you chewing.
What?
I don't know. All right, Ryan Palmer, 6th.
I don't know what you want me to
6th in
say
greens
there.
and regulation, 1st in birdie average.
Really?
The most birdies on tour per round, of course.
Palmer?
Palmy.
Didn't you tell me he had herpes or something?
His lips just looked a bit funny. I don't think it was herpes, but maybe they got
Shout out Tyler Henning, man. You still got herpes?
Maybe he got a bit too sunburnt or something.
Tyler, if you hear this, do you still have herpes? I haven't heard from him.
Okay. 4th
I can
last
talk to
week.
that guy in a minute.
He's finished top 10, top 4, tied 10, tied 4th, tied 17th this year. He won here in 2010. He finished 8th in 2014, 17th in 2015, 13th in 2016, and 4th in 2020.
According to the CDC, herpes is not curable. You just have it.
Yeah.
So I guess you still got it, huh, Tyler?
Man, that's too
Anyway.
bad. He's played this course so many times, and I saw in an interview, he just says he loves the course. He knows exactly where he wants to play each shot. Very familiar, and I like that a lot considering he is very, very, very hot right now. Also gained strokes putting in all 3 of his last 3 times out. Adam Scott.
The Australian.
I just don't. He had like a decent week last week. I don't think solid enough for me to thumbs up him when he hasn't really showed anything. Like we said last week after coming back from the break from COVID-19. He also lost 0.8 strokes gained on the greens last week. Like I watched him whenever they were showing him. He was missing easy putts. Like it was really bad.
Probably all the autographs he was signing at the hotel.
Yeah, probably. 56th here in 2016 and cut in 2019. Doesn't have good history here and just not willing to take a risk at 9,000 this week.
I feel like you're not really vibing with me this episode.
What do you mean?
I feel like everything I say just has been pushed off.
Well, I just
Drew McIntyre had COVID. The
I don't-
CDC said you can't cure herpes.
yeah. I mean,
Adam
that's
Scott was signing too many damn autographs. His
that's
hands were tired.
that's great information. You know, we just got to keep the show rolling.
8K, right?
8K, yes sir. Let me flip my paper. 8,800 Kevin Kissner, great name, not so great stats.
Which
Uh-huh.
name? Kissner or Kevin?
Kevin.
I like Kissner better. That's why people call him Kiz.
105th in proximity from 150 to 175, 223rd in proximity from 175 to 200, and 105th in scoring average at 8.8. At 8.8, that is just not good enough for me. He had a good Sunday, I believe. I think he did the same thing as Answer, put together a good Sunday, but still, didn't have the first 3 rounds good enough to.
I mean, yeah, he shot a 68.
Yeah.
His weekend was a lot better than his week days.
Yeah. But I'm just going to stay away from Kissner at 8.8 because there's a guy named Russell Henley at 8.7.
What does his name rhyme with?
Muscle Bentley has a pig doc.
Okay.
You can put that one together. Russell Henley, 35th.
Go ahead, Trish. Put that one together.
In proximity, 150 to 175, 75th.
Damn it, I said her name.
In 175 to 200, 17th in greens and regulation, 37th putting average, 3rd scoring average actual. Before he missed the cut at Mayakoba, tied 30th, tied 29th, tied 4th, tied 3rd, tied 27th.
He was on a heater, man.
It's an approach golf course.
He got boned not being able to play in the Masters.
Agreed.
I don't
No,
care
he
what
was
you tell
hot.
me.
Yeah, I completely agree with that for sure.
And that's a good. That would have been a good course for him as well.
Agreed. And I think this is another good course for him. I think he'll fit well here. Moving on, this is somebody I didn't think would make it onto the thumbs up.
By the way, quick math shows Russell Henley has, by a long shot, the most fantasy points per event in the 8K range. It's not even close.
Yeah, I didn't see that. But yeah, I mean, he's hot. He did miss the cut last time out, but I'm not worried about
He's
him.
over 5 points better than anybody else.
He's the great value Harris right now. He does everything well,
Boy.
not everything great.
Wow.
I said great value. I didn't say he's Harris.
No, man, I'm just thinking about what an incredible sentence that is, that somebody right now is being classified as the great value Harris.
Yeah. Yeah.
6 months ago, people would have killed you if you said compared him to Harris.
Yeah.
You just called this man the great value Harris, and it's like literally a big compliment right now.
Yes.
Because the way I see it, Harris is the number 1 player in the world right now.
Goated, for sure.
You
Russell
have
Henley.
second. Oh my god. I'm
Great
not over that.
value Harris. Moving on to Zach Johnson at 8.5.
What about Billy Ho?
I skipped over Billy Ho just because I didn't know where to put him. Like, he's so confusing. The stats bad, finish is good. Don't know what to do.
Billy Ho.
So you guys can figure that one out on your own.
Billy Ho.
We're gonna talk about Zach Johnson.
Billy Ho.
36 strokes gained approach, 10th strokes gained putting, 20th in greens and regulation, and 11th in scoring average this year.
Can you imagine the one guy that listens to our show? It's like, damn, I really need to know what to do with Billy Ho. It's like, what the fuck?
Well, if that's the case, I'm very sorry. I believe we got one follower on like Twitter or something, right?
Yeah, I
Kid who golfs or whatever.
Yeah, that was Instagram.
If you are the one watcher and you are curious about Billy Ho, I do apologize.
I'll tell you what to do with Billy Ho. Get that man some new shoes. God damn.
That's true. Dude was wearing clown shoes, like quite literally. They looked like clowns would wear them if they were just different colors.
No, on the real though, Billy Ho is really confusing to deal with. Like he has decent finishes and sometimes he doesn't. So like he's literally up and down. However, I think if you're going to spend 8.6, just spend 8.7 on Russell Henley, or 8.5 on Zach Johnson. But I think he's not a bad play.
See,
he's just not like.
This is the thing, though.
I can't get behind. I can't fully tell someone to play Billy Ho when I don't know myself.
Match up with his finishes. 115th from 150 to 175, 99th 175 to 200, 119th strokes gained putting.
But he doesn't lose.
No way, like he's good. So 115th in bogey avoidance. I don't know what to do with Billy Ho. We got him outside of Ben Griffin.
Ben Hill Griffin.
Was not happy about it. He kind of rubbed me the wrong way.
Did he?
Yeah.
Billy Ho?
Yeah.
Rumor has it you played golf with the Billy Ho signed glove for like
Yeah.
a year.
A year, probably. Yeah. I don't know where it is.
Billy Ho!
Yeah. So I don't know what to tell you about Billy Ho. Play him, don't play him. Good luck.
Billy Ho.
Zach Johnson, I think you should play him.
Wow.
Since 2014 at the Sony, he has finishes of 8th, 9th, 6th, and 14th to go along with the 28, 64.
Yeah, I was going to say,
and
what's
cut.
that one? 64.
Well, that one's better than cut.
Oh, yeah, cut sucks.
Yeah, cut sucks ass. But basically, since 2014, he's missed a cut once. And he has 3 top 10 finishes, including 4 top 25 finishes. So I'm good with Zach Johnson. He's actually playing well. I don't know a lot about him this year. Don't watch him. Never looked him up. I was pleasantly surprised with his stats. So I'm good to go with Zach Johnson this week.
Well, let me tell you about Zach.
Okay.
I put it all on the line for Zach in the Masters. He made the cut, but that was about it. His last finish, he finished 6th.
I did too, yeah.
So it's
I forgive Zach Johnson at the Masters.
He hasn't missed a cut yet this year.
I do not forgive Francesco. Not in the slightest.
He hasn't missed a cut yet this year. Francesco's back in his home country, I'd assume.
Perfect.
And yeah.
Gooch, does he pay his caddy? We will never find out. We know he did it once. Who knows if he does
The only
regularly.
reasonable thing to do now is become a caddy.
Coocher?
No, us.
Us.
And just eventually,
see?
yeah.
Try to get on with Cooch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't count on it, though.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think you want your caddy to suck ass at golf.
Well.
I don't know. Coocher, no. Course history, fantastic. I wrote in all caps. I don't ever write in all caps.
Let me see.
Fantastic.
Oh, yeah, you did.
But he was cut in 2020, which was surprising. He's also not the Matt Kuchar who was, playing so well all these years at the Sony Open. He's 146th in proximity, 150 to 175, 118th from 175 to 200, 95th in strokes gained putting, 117th bogey avoidance, 136 strokes gained total. His best finish this year is a tied 34th. He's played like 6 times, I believe, and tied 34th is the best. I mean, for the sake of his caddy, I hope he finishes well, so the caddy can get a decent payday. But I just don't see it. I wanted to play him just because of the course history, but when I looked up the stats, there's just no way I can roll him out there this week. We'll move on. Talked enough about the Cooch. Sergio Garcia is next at 8,300. I also put him thumbs down. Last week, you had the honor of figuring out what to do with Sergio.
Mm-hmm.
This week, I have the honor of figuring out what to do with Sergio, and I went the same direction you did.
Then let's just move on.
Yep. Brendan Todd is going to be a thumbs up from me. 4th in strokes gained putting. His last 4 starts, he had a bad stretch. He had the really, really good stretch. Then he went a little bit cold. He's heated back up. Tied 37th, tied 8th, tied 5th, tied 13th last week. He's 5 for 6 on cuts here. The one thing that stood out to me that was a negative was the greens and regulation percentage, only 65.28%. But the last 3 events, he has 71%, 73%, 76%. So if he can just find some greens, I am totally confident that his putter will be hot and he'll be able to go pretty low. The last person I put on this, you were very questionable. You thought my decision was very questionable. Charles Howell III. 5 of 6 on cuts this year.
Where the hell has Harold been?
That is a good question. Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway.
Yeah, who knows? 5 or 6 on cuts this year, with his best finish only being a tied 23rd in Mayakoba. However, listen to this one.
I'm listening.
19 of 19 on cuts here. Hasn't missed one.
That
He's
is
played it 19 times. 19 for 19 with 13 top 25s, 10 top 10s, 2 third place finishes, and 2 second place finishes.
Who is this?
Charles Howell III.
Okay.
His last 2 events, his greens and regulation percentage is not great. He has one of the best fundamental swings I've ever seen, though. It's honestly beautiful. Last 2 events, 86.11% greens and regulation and 75% greens and regulation. Despite being 211th in strokes gained approach, he's 86th in greens and regulation. Mm-hmm. So clearly proximity is the issue for him right now. But the last 2 events, he's clearly figured it out. Course history was enough for me to, at 8,000, to be able to thumbs him up and take a risk on him. And when else am I going to put him here?
Never.
It's a perfect time.
And apparently Lanto and Van Rooyen, if you're here from them, just sucks. Sucks for you.
Yep, figure it out. We can't do all the work.
What happened to T-Pain?
We're doing that.
Where the hell is T-Pain?
Wait, so you're doing musical artist? So I have to do athlete?
What the fuck are you talking about? You can do whatever you want.
Oh, I can do whatever I want? Cool.
I'm asking you, though, what happened to T-Pain? He said, what's your name? Let me buy you a drink. I'm T-Pain, you know me. The question is, what happened to him? Shorty snapped.
I don't know.
He was in love with a stripper.
Yeah. He bought her a drink.
Booty going up, down.
Yeah.
He ain't
I
got
don't
no
know.
problem spending all of his money trying to see what's up.
I can look it up. What's going on with T-Pain?
We don't have time for that.
Cool. Mine.
I'm just asking you what happened. He put out a new song?
June 12th, 2020.
All right, that's what happened to T-Pain. What do you
Get
got?
Up by T-Pain. My dude, I'm going to have to play this song. You remember Chris Allen?
The American Idol guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put out one song and dipped.
This was him?
Yeah. This was a radio banger.
I did not know this was Chris Allen.
Yeah. This was on the radio for a hot minute. All right, what happened to him?
Gotta live like you're dying.
And actually, shout out to Trish, because she was the one who reminded me of him last time I was home.
Chris Allen, born in Jacksonville, Arkansas.
Yeah, I remember looking at it.
Married
What
to the
happened to him,
lovely
bro?
Katie O'Connell. Nothing.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. He was supposed to have a concert. Wait, he's got a concert in Dublin. He had one in the UK, but it was postponed. And then he's in Copenhagen.
So he's touring Europe.
Is that Europe?
Yeah.
Sweet. Chris
Good for
Allen,
him.
T-Pain, what happened to him? All right, I'm taking over 7K range. First guy, Emiliano Griot. Thoughts?
I have him in my lineup right now.
All right, here's the deal with Griot. He can't putt.
Do anything.
No, shush.
Sucks ass.
Shush.
Terrible human being.
He's not. He loses. Well, I won't jump on
Great
that, but
hometown or current residence.
Shout out 941. He can't putt, but he's 6th greens in regulation, 61st and 150 to 175, 43rd, 175 to $2. Tied third in bogey avoidance. You got to play this guy. It's that simple. Leishman. I have been hard on the leash, and I should be because he's 232nd in strokes gained putting. He loses a whole stroke per round. Here's the thing, though. 11 out of 11 made cuts at this event.
Yeah, I saw that.
I have Leishman as a right now. I couldn't thumbs him up just because of how bad he is putting, but he's good on approach. And I believe, the bogey avoidance is not too bad. Leishman's playable. Munoz. I'm never going to tell you not to play Munoz, but I'm not going to thumbs him up this week. He finished, I should probably hold my paper here. He finished 10th in 2019. He missed the other cut, so it is what it is there. Brian Harmon, I'm saying no.
Are you?
No Brian Harmon right now at this course. It's just not for me. Kokrak is an He was horrible last week. He's a hell of a putter. One of the approach stats I think is like fantastic. No. Oh, it's green. Greens, yeah. 46th in greens. He hit 70%. 5 out of 5 made cuts here. Again, I have him as a because he was bad last week. Kazire, I have as a only because he won in 2018. Taylor Gooch, I think, is very playable here. The course history doesn't add up, but I have Taylor. Did I put him on the graphic? I did not. But I think Taylor Gooch is very playable here. Siwoo Kim is not. I'm going to say hell no. Keegan Bradley might be my favorite play of the whole range.
Really?
2020, he finished 12th. In 2019, he finished 29th. In 2018, he finished 39th. So in 18, he got 10 places better. Then 19 to 20, he got over 10 shots better. 10 places better.
Mm-hmm.
If he gets 10 places better this time, he'll finish in second. Keegan Bradley is a god-awful putter. Borderline the worst of all time.
You ever seen his pants?
Yeah.
Why does he do that?
Why? Here's another thing, Keegan. Why are your clubs so fucking small?
He's a hunchback in Notre Dame, bro.
He's always just, I don't know. Anyway, 31st in greens in regulation. All of his this is the one. Keegan's approach from 175 to 200 is 22nd on tour, which is nice because he doesn't hit it that far. Bogey avoidance in the top 100. You got to play Keegan Bradley this week, I think. All right.
There's always one person I never know who we're gonna roast until it happens.
I'm roasting him. I'm roasting him and telling him he's good.
His pants are terrible.
Clubs are small, but you know it is what it is.
His pants are smaller. It's
Good
real
guy.
bad.
Carlos Ortiz, it's gonna be a no. Kevin Na, no. Mac Hughes, no. Naismith has burned me once, and I guess I'm gonna open the door for him to burn me again. He finished 32nd last year. At 7,400. I mean, it is what it is there. The stats are all right. Russell Knox, I won't be playing because every time I think he's a good play, and I play him, he sucks. So if you want Russell Knox, now's the time. He hasn't missed a cut here since 2016.
He's in my lineup.
He's in your lineup?
Yep.
And last time he was in your lineup, he was godly, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
He hasn't missed a cut here since 2016, and he's played. He plays every year, so he's a godly approach player. He's not a very good putter, but he's a godly approach player in all aspects. So you can definitely play him here. He also is coming off tied 23rd. He missed the cut at the RSM, and then 15th and 16th before that. So he's playing well. Ches Reavie, you couldn't pay me to play him. Rory Sabatini. Have you ever looked at Rory Sabatini's stats?
Yeah.
They're horrible and everywhere.
Uh-huh.
But his little green balls are okay. I didn't mean it like that.
Right.
He physically plays with yellow green balls on the course. Good Lord. Next, you got two guys that I put on the graphic here, Piercy and Hogue. In order, I'll start with Piercy here. Piercy's made 6 straight cuts at this event. None of the finishes are fantastic, but he makes the cut, which is what matters. Once again, you got a dog shit putter here. He's just not very good at it. But he hits 7% of greens. Both approaches that we're looking at the 150 approach is really good. The 175 approach is not, so hopefully he just doesn't hit it, or he hits it farther than that. So his approaches will be inside the 150 to 175 range. But either way, he doesn't make a lot of bogeys. So you're chilling there with Piercy. I think he's very playable. Did he get any sponsorships back yet? I don't know either. Next is Hogue. Love Hogue. In 2018, he finished in 3rd. In 2019, he got cut. In 2020, he finished in 12th. Now, there's 2 ways to look at that. One, he's destined for being cut because that's just how it goes. Or you look at the 3rd and the 12th finish, and you look at a $7,300 price tag and say, this is a guy that could win.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go that way and say he could win.
Can we go back real quick?
No. Hogue, 64th in strokes gained putting. Tied 51st in approaches from 150 to 175. Tied 28th in approaches 175 to 200. And 48th in bogey avoidance. This guy is playing well. He's 6 for 8 on cuts this year with a top 10. He's averaging 71 points, DraftKings points per event. I think you got to play this guy at 7,300. What do you got?
How does Russell Knox? He's 5th in greens in regulation at 75%, which means he's on about roughly 13.6 greens per timeout. How do you not figure out how to putt when you're on there all the time? I just don't get that.
I don't know.
He's on the green 13.6 times after 2 or 3, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You only make 3.82 birdies?
Sounds like it.
My man's a 2-putt machine.
JT posted no. James Hahn is playable. I have him as he finished 2nd in 2018 here. Kyle Stanley is very interesting for me. Did I end up putting him on the graphic? I did.
Yes.
Okay, here's the deal with Stanley. He's made 7 out of the last 8 cuts at this event. He's an approach golfer. That's what he does. 52nd in greens and regulation, 72nd in 150 to 175, 10th from 175 to 200, 84th in bogey avoidance. This guy, get out the irons and it's a dart. Here's the problem. 213th in strokes gained putting. This guy physically cannot do it. So, keep that in mind. But I think Stanley could be playable here. Stewart Cink, old Baldy. I can't get away from Stewart Cink. 6 straight made cuts at this event. He's very playable. I have him as it. Cameron Davis has won this, right?
I do not know. Let me fact check real quick. No.
Oh, damn it. 9th. Okay, fair enough. Cameron Davis, 9th last year. I think he's playable, but I would be cautioned. Snedeker, it's a no once again. Jim Furyk's back on the PGA Tour. I'm going to say no. This guy right here, Takahuma Kanaya. Yeah, he's playable. I think it's it's risky, but I think you could play him. CT Pan I have as a thumbs up. The stats are sneaky good for CT Pan.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
been playing well recently.
Seb Strzok is also a thumbs up for me here. It's not on the graphic, but Seb Strzok has been playing well. Neither of them have great course history here, but I think screw it, pretty much. I think they're decent plays. The rest of the 7K range is a no for me, but I'll run you down the names. Grace, Steele. Oh, I lied. I got to bring this up. There's a gentleman that I have flamed nearly every show here, just because I knew he wouldn't make the cut, so I always put him thumbs down. Charlie Hoffman. Charlie Hoffman in his garbage hat. Literally, he wears waste management stuff.
Okay.
I've always thumbs down. I always thought Charlie was horrible. Charlie Hoffman's playable this week. Okay. So shout out to Charlie Hoffman. We're moving past the beef that we never had.
Mhm.
You could play Charlie Hoffman. Kirk, you can't. Norlander, Jones, and Vegas. None of them. 6K range. Let's flip the graphic. And when we get to the 6.4 to 6.0 range, we are going to have a good time with Junior when he sees those. So don't be a douche and look early. Cool. Stewart, no. Doug Gim, you see him on the graphic. Doesn't have good course history, but the stats are good. Peter Malnati is next. In 2020, before he was playing like he has been recently, he finished in 12th. So he's been playing well recently, but just keep in mind that at some point it's going to hit the fan. It could be this week, but because of the course history, I'm rolling with it. Austin Cook is another guy in this range at 6'9". In 2018, he finished 18th. In 18, he finished 18. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
The stats are good for Austin Cook. He's very playable here. Made 4 out of 6 cuts so far this year. Michael Thompson, no. The boy Harry Higgs only played once last year, finished in 52nd. He's a very good approach player. If he makes putts, is to be determined at this point. But Harry Higgs is playable here, I think. Pat Perez is at 6'8". I think Pat Perez is playable here, believe it or not. Be careful about his foot, though.
I saw he has good course history.
Yeah. Bo Hogue, no. Swafford, no. Lee, no. Rowinski, no. Streb's playable, damn it. That's all I got for you on Streb. Okay. Putnam, no. Lashley, I think he's made 2 out of 2 cuts here. He's $6,700. I mean, here's the thing. The other golfers in the 60s, literally the other golfer in the 6,700 range, like if you're trying to decide between Lashley and Landry, what a joke, right?
Yeah.
You got to play Lashley if that's the situation. The stats are all right as well. Andrew Landry would be next. He might be the worst golfer I've ever seen. It's a no from me. Anything to add on Landry?
No, I'll stay out of it.
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah, no. The next guy in the 67 range is, go ahead, pronounce that for me.
Anirban Lahiri.
Lahiri, I think, is playable. The stats is all right here for Lahiri. Nick Taylor, no. Brian Gay, no. Zhang, y'all know who I'm talking about, I think is playable here. Mitchell, Gordon, List, Taylor, Hubbard, Shank, no. Rob Oppenheim.
Mm-hmm.
In 2020, he finished 21st here. So that caught my eye. And then I started to look into the stats. He's 92nd strokes gained putting so far this year, which means he is not losing strokes. 67% of greens. He's 83rd in approaches from 150 to 175. 51st in approaches from 175 to 200. and 134th in bogey avoidance. I think there might be a little bit of a perfect storm here for a $6,600 golfer. He's in my mock lineup at this point. I like Oppenheimen. Badley was a alternate. He gets in the field. I still think it's a no. Armour, no. Laboda, no. Jimmy Walker, no. Sloan, no. Troy Merritt, no. Garnett, no. Whoever Baker is, no. And that's the 6 to 6.5. We're going to go to the 6.4 and below range, which is where I will give you one person from each range that if you have to play one, this is who I would suggest. Jenks, why don't we look together?
Okay.
I wish we had a camera on him.
Oh. Well, there's 3 good ones on here.
Yep. We'll start with the 6.4. I think JJ Spawn and McCumber are pretty much interchangeable here. Yeah, they both have decent stats. Course history, not that great, but Gillick at 6,300. He's been good here. He's been good for 6,300 in the past. I would go that route if I had to. Fabian Gomez. Or should I say, the 2016 Sony Open champion.
Good for him, honestly.
The 2016 Sony Open champion. Fabian Gomez. Anything?
I just don't know.
Fabian Gomez.
2 for a lot on cuts.
The 20s, you don't just win at a golf course and forget how to play. Give me Fabian Gomez.
Still shoots in the 70s a lot.
6,100. For those of you that don't know, the trauma Gomez and Jenks have, go watch the previous.
How do you... Okay, I'm not roasting your pick.
Mm-hmm.
How do you fucking do this? 68, 67, 71. First. 72 cut, 57 cut. What happened that week? God visited Fabian's house.
Fabian Gomez. Play him if you must.
My dude here, 1 under, 1 under, 2 under, 1 under, 500. 20 under wins $1 million. That's crazy.
6,100, Ben Taylor. Here's the deal with Ben Taylor. He's made 3 straight cuts. One of them was on the Korn Ferry Tour.
Okay.
He's $6,100, and so far on the PGA Tour, he's played 14 rounds and gains 1.19 strokes gained putting per round. So that's that. And then at 6,000, I give you the social hour taken to Hawaii. It is VJ Singh, or should I say, the 2005
Right.
Sony Open champion. Now, he has missed 3 straight cuts at this event.
Okay.
But this is the 2005 Sony Open champion, VJ Singh. If you had to play one of them, Fabian or VJ, who would you play?
VJ.
Wow. That's messed up. Sony Open picks. We're through it. Let's do it. Jenks, here's who you have picked so far this year. I'll remind you. You've picked Denny McCarthy, Victor Hovland, Harold Varner III, Tony Finau, Xander Schauffele, Russell Henley, Justin Thomas, and Patrick Reed. With all of those golfers being out, who is winning the Sony Open?
You're gonna like this one. Because you're probably gonna get real angry. I'm gonna pick Nugs.
Tell the people who you pick because nobody knows what the hell you're talking about.
I'll pick Daniel Berger
Why?
just because
Because I was going to pick him.
No, not at all. I want to get him out of the way.
All right. Junior.
I'll change mine.
No, would
If
you
you're
just
picking-
shut up?
I'll change mine.
Would you just shut
Why?
up?
Why are you gonna get angry but let me go first every single time?
Because this one
Why
was
don't
intentional.
you have some balls and go first?
No, you're just a loser. All right, he picks Daniel Berger after placing him like 19th in the best players in the field. Whatever. All right, I'm up. I've picked, for a reminder, Christopher Ventura, Tiger Woods, Rasmus Højgaard, Lee Westwood, Brooks Koepka, Webb Simpson, Corey Connors, and Robert Streb. Yeah. Yeah, I'll take Keegan.
Okay.
Where's my slide? Oh, I'm an idiot. Keegan Bradley wins the 2021 Sony Open. I'm going to go next.
Mhm.
Take my top 25.
Yep.
Give me Tom Hogue. So I have Keegan to win, Hogue E to come in the top 25. You've got Daniel Berger to win, and the top 25 finisher will be
Emiliano Griot.
That's a good one. Yeah. You've come a long way.
You gotta leave the past in the past sometimes.
What about Fabian?
Nope. He's gonna stay. Well, yeah, he can just stay in the past. I don't think too much about Fabian. I don't think too much about Griot either, but I think about Griot more than I do Fabian.
Well, there it is.
I was almost gonna go Seb Strzok for top 25.
Seb Strzok is pretty good.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've definitely picked Seb top 25
Yeah.
before, but we don't really keep a monitor on that.
Mm.
But so there it is. I've got Keegan and Hoagie. You've got Berger and the Bradenton, Florida resident Emiliano Griot. That'll do it.
Yeah.
That's it. It's over. Any parting words?
Shout out T-Pain and Chris Allen.
T-Pain and Chris Allen. I guess what we'll need to do now is listen to T-Pain's new song. Because I didn't know there was one. Blue made her first appearance.
Yeah.
On the show.
Honestly, just shout out McCumber, Fabian, and VJ for making it into a thumbs up category.
What
on
about
fantasy.
Ben Taylor?
I don't care about Ben Taylor.
Oh, that's not
okay.
right.
Shout out Ben
That's
Taylor
not
then
right.
too, for making it into a thumbs up graphic on Fantasy from the Fairway, where we take shots at pretty much everybody.
Mm-hmm. Some breaking news out of the NFL world: the Cowboys.
Dan Quinn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
How stupid.
Yeah.
The Cowboys have hired Dan Quinn to be their defensive coordinator.
My dude, the Falcons give up 100 points a game.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
Yeah.
Devin White's been activated from the COVID-19 list. He will be active for the Tampa Bay
big.
Bucks this week. Drew McIntyre, as we said at the top, the WWE champion, will not compete for the next couple weeks due to a positive COVID-19 test. That'll do it.
I would like to say one more thing.
Go ahead.
Keegan, get some bigger pants.
Oh, my God.
And then Gooch, just pay the caddy. Just stop the nonsense, pay the caddy.
Come on, Gooch. You got to pay the caddy. Last thing, and then we're out. It's a good day for us. We've become part owners of a business.
Oh my God! How did we forget?
How did we forget that? Listen, we don't want to give too much of our industry secrets away.
Right.
But 15 shares of a company are now ours. And we personally spend our own money funding that company. So
Yeah.
it's buying the stock in the company was a no-brainer. So shout out to said company.
Might as well, right?
Might as well. That's it. We're done. Keegan, Tom Hogue, Berger, Griot, good luck. Remember this guy better than top 1% in his contest last week.
$20, baby.
There it is. We are done. Play the music.